Symphonic music is fabulous because you have so many timbres, you have so many sonorities, you have so many instruments. You can go from the most emotional pianissimo, soft, to the most grandioso fortissimo, very, very, very loud, and with a lot of nuances in the middle. And this enthusiasm is contagious.
Being in an orchestra like the Vancouver Symphony is exciting and energetic.
It's nothing like a live show. That's it. I mean, no room to hide.
I've played rock concerts before, and it's almost like that to me, where there are so many people in the audience and they're there to see us. Is awesome.
Our mission is to bring the highest quality symphonic music to this community, and I think we are bringing that home.
This is one of the greatest art forms imaginable. And a region that supports a symphony like that, when there's one right across the river, to me that's a region that is supportive of the arts, a region that is supportive of education.
I will say I have a lot of friends who are not music type people. And when I get them to the orchestra, it's amazing how many times they say, you know what, we need to do this more often.
To have music like this, classical music, in our daily lives is important, more important now than ever, I think, because we're just inundated with media of every kind all day long. With our conductor, Salvador Brotons, we always have inspiration. He challenges us.
Maestro is a passionate man. I don't think there's anybody that wouldn't say he's not passionate. He is a driving force that keeps all the flames going.
If you do something in life, you gotta have passion. I mean, passion is fantastic because that means that you love a lot the thing that you do. When we perform, we give something special to the audience, and that's the attraction for me to come from Barcelona to Vancouver every 2 months. And I try to get the maximum of my musicians.
We have a phenomenal group of professional musicians, an internationally acclaimed conductor. The venue that we play in is probably one of the most acoustically perfect concert halls in the entire region.
The high quality of artists that we are bringing in is something that we don't find in a smaller community in very many places in the United States. We have artists that want to come to Vancouver to play just because they get to be in the Northwest. And they get to be in a smaller community, in a community that shows passion and love.
I think that can be defined by the people in the symphony. All of the players, no matter what they do for a living.
And we've got people that are teachers, we've got people that are educators in other forms. So the chops are there.
Much better, guys. Good job. Teaching kids is something that I always knew I wanted to do. I teach middle school band at Covington Middle School in Vancouver, and I feel like every day I can make a difference in those kids through the vehicle of music. It's incredible to look in kids' eyes and see them get excited and see the fire in their eyes about what they just did on their instrument, or what they are creating with their classmates.
Even shorter.
I've always thought that you have to teach to ensure that the art form survives. My success as a teacher has a lot to do with how many of my students are still playing 5 years after they've left me, or 10 years after they've left the studio, 15, 20 years after they've left the studio. You want to get the kids started as soon as possible. If they know their alphabet to the letter G, let's start.
My name is Fred Liu. I was one of the 2010 winners of the Young Artists competition for the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. I started playing piano when I was 3.5.
They have a preliminary screening where students will send in their audio recordings, and then in the end, they pick the 3 finalists who are actually going to perform with the orchestra.
It was a really great experience. I really loved the way it sounded in the hall, and I think I played pretty well.
The Young Artists program is amazing. We love to sit there and watch these kids.
The skill is so high, their focus and dedication. It's an amazing feat that they're accomplishing.
You know, you talk to these kids and they'll say, well, this is just something I do on the side. I'm going to be a physics, major, or I'm going to, go pre-med, or I'm going to do, high sciences in general. That makes the argument for why music is important.
Playing with the Vancouver Symphony was one of the greatest experiences I've had. I also think that the Vancouver Symphony is doing amazing work in the community as a whole. We kind of get overshadowed by organizations in Portland, and people in Portland don't really know that there's a lot of culture and art going on in Vancouver. By supporting the symphony, we're showing that, hey, Vancouver has a great music organization. We're spreading music to young listeners and to the next generation of music makers.
Nice job!